That's my big red bourbon gobbler. Isn't he neat? I guess what I'm going to get around to today is, you can see I cut some boards here. I've got a bucket. I've got half a bucket lid. If you've ever had game fowl like I used to have when I used to raise game chickens, like especially in brood pens, where you'd have numerous hens in the pen and everything, but yet, you know, a lot of times that when hens go into the nest and when they get broody, say there's 10 or so eggs in the nest, the next nest box, other hens will continue to go in that same nest box and lay eggs over top of the hen that's broody and sitting on the eggs, and a lot of eggs can go bad that way. Something I learned a long time ago when I was raising game chickens is I could start a nest in a brood pen, and when the one hen would actually start setting on the eggs, to stop the problem of other hens going into the nest and laying eggs, and they get pushed around, some get pushed out, they get cold, they go bad, and eventually they'll all go bad. You'll have a lot of broken eggs because the hens will be fighting over the nest boxes, is to make a removable nest box. And when I say removable, I'm talking about a good nest box, good and strong, that you can actually take when the hen's setting, and say you go in there at night, you pick up the whole nest box and you move it to somewhere else, and it's nice and safe, and it's really inexpensive. So what I started with is a bucket that I got at Home Depot, where you can get them at Lowe's, you can get them almost anywhere nowadays. And I took on my chop saw and I cut the lid in half. The other half sitting over there. Excuse the shop is a disaster. I've been building a lot of stuff lately. Okay, so what I did was I measured the distance, the length of this, and the width of this, and I came up with 14 3/4 for the front and the back, which is these two, which you see I pre-drilled 2 holes, 2 holes, 2 holes, and 2 holes. And then I've got the other 2 boards that are going to run down the sides at 15 each. Now I'm using, I believe these are 2.5 inch screws. I'm going to run them in there, and that's going to be the frame. Then I'm going to go ahead and drill a couple holes in the bucket, run screws through the bucket into the wood, which is going to keep it from spinning. So I'm going to do this real quick, put this frame together, and then I'll demonstrate how I do the rest of it. Hold on a second. As you can see, this is the basic idea. I got it wrapped all around there, front and back. Like I said, I pre-drilled the screws. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and put the front on here, which is the part that goes across here, the lid. And then I'm going to reach in there with my drill. I'm going to drill a couple holes going that way, and maybe even one in the back. Run some screws through the bucket and into the 2x4, which will keep it from turning. It'll be nice and stationary. And we'll see how that goes. Y'all hang on. Okay, so what I did, I drilled a hole there. I drilled a hole on this side. I drilled one all the way in the back. I'm sure you can see them. I'm going to take these screws. I believe the 2.5 inch will work. It might be a little too big, but if it is, I'll back it off, use a 2 inch. But I believe that'll be just fine. What that's going to do, you see I snapped the lid on there. It's going to hold this nice and tight so it won't twist. I will say the good idea is to go ahead and make sure your handle is up. That way it doesn't get in the way of nothing. And let's see how this turns out. Oh yeah, I amaze myself sometimes. But that's it. You got a screw in there. You see it's out of the way. One in the back. I had to change it up to a 2 inch screw because the bucket is right up against it. It might be 1.5 inch screw, but the bucket's right up against the back brace board. That's only 1.5 inch thick, so it actually went through there about 1/2 inch, so I had to back it off and use a different screw. And you've got this one here. The lid snaps tight. Look at that. It's not going to flip over. It's nice. It's going to stay nice and dry, most likely. You keep it in a dry place. You don't just set it out in the weather. But like I said, when it comes time to move this, you can wait till it gets dark. You can pick up this whole thing and move it. What I like to do when I move nests like that is I'll take a towel and cover it up completely so that she can't see out. She can't see the things you're changing. And a good broody hen, she's going to continue setting. You take her, put her somewhere safe, let her hatch some babies. But anyway, like I said, the front board is 14 3/4. Side boards are 15. You pre-drill the holes, this one here and the board on the back. You cut the lid in half. You drill 3 little holes on the sides. As you can see the screw. Comes through there. This does not move. Quick and easy, safe. You fill it with your best bedding, straw, or wood shavings, whatever you'd like to use, and you let it go. Here in a minute, I'm going to put it down here with my game chickens, and I'm going to see what I can get going. It's almost time of the year where they should really start doing something. I've been pumping them full of corn and grains and laying pellets, and I'm going to see how my McLean hatches will do this year. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed that. I hope you found it easy and cheap and quick. All you got to do is have a little bit of know-how to cut a couple pieces of wood. Y'all have a great day.